Nico, I can obviously see the level of disappointment on your face to just sort of go out into this break with a loss like that again at the end of the game, sort of just things unraveling there.
It sucks. We're right there again, but too many times this season, it's very, very frustrating.
Is there something like that happened, or is it just sort of this repetitive thing?
Just one play that cost us the game.
Nico, you did a lot of right tonight, and obviously they had 14 shots. You guys have going to the net, and you're still not getting the results. I mean, you're scratching your head on like what it's going to take to turn this thing around.
It's always so frustrating. I think, like you said, we did a lot of good things to win this game, but at the end we come up short again, and should have just tried to get that overtime, and we've been good to see in overtime and try to get the second point there. And yeah, it sucks to have that as our last game, but I mean, break is there to flush everything and hopefully come back and everybody with a fresh mindset and re-attack, but definitely sucks right now.
Coach was talking about the other day that he needs guys to make plays. Do you feel like tonight you were being more aggressive as a team?
We had some good chances. We just didn't score in some of those chances again, and if we got maybe one or two more goals, we win the game, but we didn't, so it is what it is. It's just kind of sucks right now.
Nico, how valuable do you think that just sort of this break will be? Obviously, you guys have been through so many ups and downs this year. I know everyone's sort of going in different directions. They're going to the Olympics, but just to take a little bit of a breath.
I mean, it's big. Just step away a little bit, refresh your mindset, refresh your body. I think the schedule's been pretty tough for any team in this league so far, so I think break is for every team a good refresher.
You feel for Jake because obviously he didn't get the support maybe that he.
Yeah, we let him alone there at the end again, and we got to be better for him.
Nico, I think it's done you if I told you before the season you'd have 25 games at this point with one or fewer goals, given what this team has offensively, talent-wise.
I mean, it is what it is. Would we like that? No. We're saying the right things. We're trying to work on scoring more, and sometimes they just don't go in, and that's what makes this whole thing even more frustrating for sure. And with, like you said, with the talent in here, we should be able to score more for sure.
Thank you.
Jake, just at the end there, one play kind of ends up turning things over for you guys. Just you played a strong game, but same
good
old
enough.
Story.
Yeah. Not the way we wanted to end up going into break, so it's going to be a tough 3 weeks.
One of the things Nico said is it just the frustration really comes from the fact that it's the same things over and over again that keep happening. How do you sort of quantify that?
Probably just goes back to mental, a lot of it. It's generally what happens. It doesn't matter if it's our team or another team. Usually when you make mistakes, there's obviously a lot of variables in the game, but generally it's a mental mistake. But yeah, it happens, and for the most part we played a decent game.
Jake, you take me through Horvat's goal. How you saw it?
Nice goal. Beat my poach check, 5-0.
I mean, you've been around a long time. You ever see something like this where you're getting shots, you're just not getting any goals?
That's hockey. You're going to go through stretches that way. The guys are trying. They're working their tails off. It's just not going our way right now. And we can't take our foot off the gas. Obviously, it's we're trying our best. The boys are putting all the effort in. It's just the puck's just not going in the net. And as a goalie, sometimes you feel like you fill up the whole net, and then there's sometimes feel small. And it's the same for players. It is what it is. They're putting all their effort in max they can, and it just hasn't been going our way. So hopefully that'll turn after the break.
Now you're 11 points back with 25 games to go. I mean, is there a point where it becomes too big of a margin to make up? Even?
I mean, you can't think that way. And here, it's just we need to have a certain standard of the way we approach the day, regardless of our situation. But obviously, we understand that over these 3 weeks, we'll have a lot of time to reflect on a lot of different things. And we got to go on a hell of a run. Basically, that's what it comes down to. So, but it's going to get a time to decompress, and we get the guys that we can do it. It's just a little bit of belief and a little bit of recovery, and hopefully some guys come back from the Olympics with some medals and keep going.
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah.
Have a good break.
Defensively, 14 shots. You guys went to the net tonight. I mean, what do you say to your team that they fall short with some of the things that they did?
We played a good hockey game, but you got to score to get rewarded for it, right? In terms of getting points, so you got to score more than we did. We gave up 7 shots after 2 periods, and we're in alone on their goaltender 4 times, with no goals to show for it off of those 4. So I mean, recipe's there. Guys did a good job, and it's not just tonight. I mean, it was last game as well. Like we've got to be able to do both sides, right? But today was no shortage of offense, especially in that second period. I loved our last, call it 10 minutes of the second period. Like that was everything that we want to be about. I thought, finishing with Nico's goal, in lots of ways. I just thought, it's one of my favorite goals of the season, just because it was like shift after shift after shift of everybody really contributing and not letting them get through the neutral zone. Just kind of willed our way to that goal. So I thought our guys deserve better here tonight, but you got to make good on your chances if you're going to get rewarded. So it's tough to not get results. You need to get results. That's the bottom line. But it's hard not. It's hard to not accept the fact that the recipe's right there. We're doing like 7 shots after 2 periods here tonight. Is 5 shots after 30 minutes the last game. Like. The way we're feeling right now after not getting the results here this week, for me, it's less about how we performed in this week. It's more about how we performed over the course of the season, and that's the reality of it. But if we're just going to talk about tonight's game, I thought we deserved to win it.
What's your hope now with the long break? Did the guys just clear their mind, reset, and try to come back with
Yeah, I mean, it's the guys. Get a break. Yeah, clear your mind, get some sun, come back refreshed. And for those that are going to go play in the Olympics, come back better players. That's it.
Sheldon, you had Nick Bukestad in the lineup for the first time. It looked like that fourth line was doing a lot of things that you like. What did you sort of see from that? And you were just talking about being able to roll line after line. How much did
Yeah,
combination help?
I thought. I thought they did a good job. I liked Bukestad's contributions to it. I thought Siplikov started to get better as the game went on. Cotter had a couple of good plays with the puck. It was a little harder to play them in the third period just because they started, we're obviously trying to score, and they were starting their fourth line in the defensive zone a lot, and I wanted to get our better players in those spots, so the matchups became tough, so lost them a little bit in the third, but wasn't because of their play. I thought they had done a nice job for us.
Your previous answer before, just about the way the game unfolded, was that sort of what you were talking about last post game about needing guys to make plays and whether you're making good on?
Well, it was different. Last game we didn't make it up. We didn't generate anything. We we're just leaving so much offense on the table. Today, I don't think that was as much of an issue. I thought you look. I talk about being alone on the goaltender 4 times. I'm not even including the Cotter one, which was the first one where he drove wide, takes it across the crease. So that would be 5 times, and alone on the goaltender. So that's. You got to get something to show for it, right? Their top scorer gets it alone on Jake, and he wins the game. That's kind of the difference. That's kind of where we're at, But it can't take away. From the feeling, it sucks because you don't get the points. We need the points. We've needed the points for a long time, and that's what you're here for. You need to win the damn game. But as a coach, I'm going to go away and step away and go into a break, and you're not going to tell me that we've played in this last little bit. 7 shots tonight, 5 shots, halfway through the game. With the recipes right there, guys are buying in. We're right there. We've got some key people out, but today is a different story. Today we had the looks. It was more like the type of game we were playing when Jack was playing. We were getting all the looks. We were in alone on the goaltender. Hasn't fallen for us. It's been that type of year. But I thought we gave up a little too much in the third period once again tonight. But I thought the guys played hard. It's tough to not have them walk away rewarded here tonight. But that's the way it goes when you don't score.
Sheldon, I know you said that you you want the guys to get refreshed and everything like that over break. Is there any message you gave them before they left, something that you want them to reflect on while they're on this break?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, my messaging was about tonight. Reality is, I mean, they're on break. I think already they've forgotten about hockey, which is the way that it should be. I mean, we got some guys who are already on their way to the airport. Like, I'm sure their team's the same. So that's kind of the way it goes. But the messaging was for us, like, we got to have a great effort here. We got to feel good about ourselves leaving, and I'm not so sure we got that, given we got the result, because we need the positive result. But like I said, when I step away from it, I think the guys did everything we wanted them to do here today, except put the puck over the line, and that's the next piece. It's the last piece. So many things that what's been going on with our team, I trace back to that. We got so many guys that, if the puck starts falling for them and they execute and they score in these moments, they feel so much better about themselves. And so many other areas of our game get better as a result, and we've just been chasing it for too long. Good? Is that it? Okay, have a good break, everyone. Thanks.